Chapter 1. Boom! Josh was in bed. Suddenly, boom! His pictures blew off the walls. The door blew open. There were bits of window on his bed and on the floor. And there was dust. Lots and lots of it. I can't see. Mom! Gran! He shouted. He ran out of his room. Where are you? Are you okay? Josh's grandmother was still in bed. He helped her, and together they went out of the house. His mom was already in the street. The house next to theirs, number 65, wasn't there. Well, it was still there. But it wasn't a house now. There was just a front wall and a lot of bricks. Josh and his family waited and watched. The people from the other houses in the street were there too. Suddenly, the front wall came down. There were more bricks and dust in the street. Everyone shouted. There was a cold wind on Josh's face. It blew out of the bricks. "What was that?" asked Josh. But no one answered. Josh arrived at school at 8:45. He met his girlfriend Jazz in the classroom and told her about number 65. "No, I don't believe it," she said. "Was anyone in the house?" "Number, they're on holiday in Egypt. They didn't turn off the gas in the kitchen, so there was a lot of gas in the house. Then something turned on, a light or something, and boom, the police think." But Josh didn't finish. There was a face, a girl, next to the door. Suddenly he was cold. "Who?" he whispered. Everything was quiet. There was only her face. She was older than him and pretty, but she wasn't happy. He looked at Jazz. Then he looked across the room again. But where was the girl? She wasn't there. Something touched his arm. "What?" He turned quickly. "What's up, Joshes?" asked Jazz. "What are you looking at?" "There was a girl near the door," he said. "Who was she?" "What girl?" asked Jazz. Josh didn't answer. "I didn't see anyone. Are you feeling okay?" "Yeah, I'm cool," he said. He tried to forget about that face. Chapter 2. Tilly Turner Jazz came to Josh's house that evening. "There's a lot of dust," she said. "The gas people came," said Josh's mom. "They cleaned the house, but it's still dirty." "Well, we're luckier than the people at number 65, said Gran. Josh ran down from his room. "Hi," he called to Jazz. Then he saw her. "Hey, you look fantastic," he said, and smiled. "Bye, Mom. Bye, Gran," he called. "Be home before 11, shouted his mom. They stopped at number 65. Jazz wanted to see it. They looked at the sad, dark place. A wind started to blow. "Let's go to the club," Josh said quickly. "I don't like it here." Together they ran down the road. "What do you want to drink?" Josh asked Jazz at the Waterloo Club. "Just water for me, please," said Jazz. "Oh, look, there's Em. I must talk to her." "Okay," said Josh. He ordered the drinks. There was a DJ tonight, someone from their school, and there were a lot of people in the club. Josh waited for the drinks. His friend Flynn was there. They talked about football. And then across the room, he saw that face again. "Hey, Flynn, who's that girl?" "What girl?" "Look, she's standing next to Jazz. She's got long brown hair, and she's wearing a blue shirt and a white skirt. Her clothes are funny. I don't know, from the 1950s or something. She's looking at us." I can't see anyone, Flynn laughed. Did a brick from number 65 fall on your head this morning? Something isn't right. She is there. It's that girl from school. I saw her this morning. Who is she? He looked at Flynn. But Flynn just laughed again. They gave Jazz her drink and then watched Outcast on MTV. Well, Jazz and Flynn watched. This music is fantastic, Jazz said to Josh. I'm going to buy the new Outcast CD tomorrow. Do you want to come and listen to it at my house? But Josh didn't answer. Are you listening to me? What are you looking at? She was angry. What's up with you today? It's that girl. From this morning. What's she doing here? Said Josh. What girl? Shouted Jazz. Look, there, she's standing next to the door. There's no one there, Josh. Jazz walked away angrily. Josh didn't move. Flynn can't see her. Jazz can't see her. How can I see her? He thought. He was frightened. The girl was still there. She looked at him and then she walked out of the club. He didn't want to go with her. He wanted to stay at the club. But he followed her anyway. She waited for him in the street, near the club door. She didn't have a coat. Are you cold? Josh asked. He was cold too, very cold. But he gave her his jacket. Let's go. I'm going to walk home with you, he said. Where do you live? She didn't answer. She turned and walked across the road. Josh followed. I don't know your name, said Josh. Tilly. Tilly Turner. Did she speak? Or did the wind whisper the words? She stopped at the cemetery. We can't go in there, Josh said. They close the gate at night. She pointed at the gate, and very slowly, it opened. Chapter 3. The Cemetery at Night. Tilly went into the cemetery and waited. Josh didn't want to go through the gate. But I can't leave Tilly, he thought. Then he said loudly, I'm going first. Tilly pointed to a small path. I often come in here, said Josh, but not at night. It's different in the dark. It started to rain. They walked next to the graves. Suddenly, something ran across Josh's foot. What was that? Something touched his face. Yuck, that's wet. He turned to Tilly. She was behind him. You don't say much. What's up? He said. He laughed, but he was frightened. Why didn't she talk to him? Tilly pointed to a little path on the right. Wet trees touched their faces. It was very dark. Josh stopped and listened. There were whispers. Who was it? Was it the dead people? The path stopped. Where now? Josh asked. Tilly pointed through the trees. Why are we going this way? But Tilly just looked at him with her sad green eyes. They started to walk again. We can't go through here, Josh said. There are too many trees. He put his arms in front of his face. I can't see, he called. Suddenly, his foot touched something hard. Oh, wow, he shouted. There was a gravestone at his feet. Are you okay? He called to Tilly, but she didn't answer. She wasn't there. He went back, but he didn't find her. Where was she? Tilly? Tilly? He called, louder and louder. Where are you? He ran. I can't see the path, Josh thought. He ran into a gravestone and cut his nose. Yow! He shouted. Then he found a path. But where was Tilly? He called her name. again and again. I'm never going to find the gate, he thought. He walked for a long time in the dark and the rain. They're going to find my dead body in here in the morning. He was very wet now, and his t-shirt and jeans were very dirty. But then he saw it. The gate. He ran, but the gate started to close. No! He shouted. He ran faster. He ran through the gate and bang! It closed just behind him.